Hey there, YouTube. My name is Gracie, and today I want to make a video in regards to why chosen ones walk alone. So, a lot of you um, that know any chosen individuals or um, divine masculines or feminines who are on a spiritual journey, you've noticed that these individuals have very few friends or barely any friends at all. And a lot of you probably question, why is that? Like, why do they hang alone? For instance, me, majority of the time I hang out by myself. Majority of my friends who are on the spiritual journey are also in solitude. Majority, like most of the times, or in isolation. Um, it's not that it's not that we think we're too good for everyone else. It's just that it's best to be alone than to walk with fools. I'm not calling it. I'm not calling the people. Okay. When you're in solitude, you tend to listen to divine, God Most High, or you tend to connect with the universe, and you are guided by the universe easily, as opposed to when you hang out in crowds. When you hang out in crowds, or when you're always around people, you cannot connect. You cannot have that intimate connection with divine, and it is harder for you to get your guidance and listen to your intuition, right? So whenever you're in isolation, this gives you that opportunity to connect to Most High, and that's where you get your guidance. So that is the reason why at the very beginning of a spiritual journey, you know you're instructed by the universe, God Most High, whatever you want to call it, God, universe, it's the same thing, to cut out certain people around you, especially those that are toxic to you. Whenever you're at the beginning of a spiritual journey, it's like you hear a voice in your head that guides you. Like, it's like, look at this person. Like, for instance, for me, I remember analyzing the people around me, and I would get this guidance, like a little voice in my head. It's like, okay, look at your friend. Look at your friend, Annie. Look at her. Hear what she's saying. And I'll be there listening, analyzing what she's saying. And certain things I realize, wait a minute. This is not how a friend should talk to me. This is not how a friend should treat me. This is not how so I'm like, wait, this person is not here for my highest good. It's like the universe is trying to pinpoint to you that this is not your friend. A friend doesn't do certain things like this. A friend doesn't talk to you this way. A friend doesn't treat you like this. This person is not here for your highest good. Cut them out. And you have to listen to that guidance. Otherwise, if you don't, those people could deter you off of your journey. That's why you cannot take everyone else with you. There's certain people you got to weed out of your life if you have to be successful in a spiritual path. And that is the reason why you will find that chosen ones, majority of the times, they have very limited number of friends, because we come to realize that most of the people weren't there for our highest good. There were people who were mostly manipulating us to get their way, right? The decisions that, for example, like if you're the type of person who would always ask your friends for opinions, they would give you maybe advice that will benefit them too in the long run, mostly themselves, as opposed to you, right? So they're not really there for your highest good. And you start to notice those things, because it's like the universe shows it to you, hint, look at this, red flag, this is not your friend. Hint, look at this, red flag, you gotta cut them out. And you have to follow that advice. Like I said, otherwise you will fail on the path. So when that waiting, I call it waiting system. When that waiting system is done, you're down to one or two friends, or maybe even none. Sometimes your entire family, you discover your entire family is toxic for you. You discover your own family does black magic on you, and you gotta cut them all out. You can't bring them along with you, otherwise they'll weigh you down. It's easy to go down than to go up in life, right? So if you are around toxic people, right, they will take you down back to where you started, and you don't want that to happen. So you got to let them go, right? Yeah. So that is the reason why chosen ones barely have friends or family. And another thing is, another example that I can give is, let's say you have a narcissistic, toxic mother, and you're a girl in a relationship with a toxic guy who maybe beats you up or talks to you um, in a very verbally abusing manner, it's emotionally abusive, and you confide in your mother, right? You're telling your mother, oh, mom, and you remember this is a toxic mother, also, she's a narcissistic mother. And you're telling her, oh, mom, you see, this guy's really abusive. I want to leave because I don't feel like he treats me right. You wanting to leave is because you feel like you deserve better, right? Most people, when they leave such relationships, they go on that spiritual journey, right? But you hear, if you have a toxic mother, you hear her tell you, no, honey, you have to stay in that relationship. Really, this is how relationships are. It's about perseverance. You gotta persevere, my daughter. You know, because she wants you in that toxic relationship because she benefits from you um, coming to her and confiding in her because you are her narcissistic supply, right? If you leave that relationship and find yourself whilst you're on a spiritual journey, you won't need to confide in her, right? Because spiritual journeys help us heal ourselves, right? I mean, of course, you can talk to people here and there, but she won't be having access, your toxic mother won't be having access to you all the time. So she wants you to be in that toxic relationship because she benefits from you coming to her and confiding in her, right? You're her source of supply, right? Narcissistic supply. So I hope this example makes sense. So she wants you to stay in that toxic relationship. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense, you know? And yeah, that's just what I wanted to share with you guys this evening. I hope you all have yourself a wonderful evening or day wherever you are. Um, have a good night, good day. Bye. Thank you for listening.